Good night, PEP scholars. Welcome to the live PEP class. Today being Thursday, we are looking at critical thinking skills for PEP. And we're going to continue something that we started last week. So last week, the electric bill, part 1. Today, we're doing the electric bill, part 2. So we're analyzing an electric bill and answering some questions about it. So before I go on to the critical thinking skills, let me play for you the schedule of classes so that you'll know on which days we have which sessions. We have 5 live PEP classes per week and 6 live PEP classes, CSEC classes per week. So here's the schedule, so you can write down these dates and times and sessions. Hello, CSEC math students. I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams come up. I have a very important question to ask you. My new hat. Thank you. Now, another important question. Ever gotten a math problem wrong because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at the common mistakes that students make with all the topics in CSEC. Look at the common, demystify everything. Make sure every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. Stay tuned. So scholars, did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is a result of one single mistake? Well, absolutely. And we're going to be looking at that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Are you ready? Come on, take my hand. Oh, scholars, welcome back. Make sure you have your books and your pencils ready, because we're going to dive into these critical thinking skills. And critical thinking, what do we mean when we talk about critical thinking? So it's your ability to analyze a situation when you're faced with at the problem, you reason it out, your ability to reason it out, to use common sense, knowledge that you have gathered in your life, albeit in your very young lives, most of you PEP students, but even in that time, you would have gathered some very crucial information that you can use to solve the problems that are given. Now, a lot of students are terrified of worded problems. They're terrified of anything that requires for them to do any kind of thinking beyond the minimum, but not my scholars. The scholars who come to Kemet Maasai Academy are very much analyzing situations and finding solutions. Remember, the solution is almost always in the problem. So we're going to look for clues. We're going to break it down, go through it with a fine-tooth comb, as the saying goes, until we get the solution. So here we go. So Antoine is saying I'm frozen on his screen. I hope that will be clarified soon, Antoine. Scholars in the chat, are you able to see me clearly and hear me? Am I frozen on your screen? Give me some feedback, please, those in the chat. I want to welcome everyone who is joining us on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, and wherever else in the universe you are and in whatever form you are. Okay, so I will try to resolve. Are you hearing me though? Even if I'm frozen, have you been hearing what I'm saying? All right. Okay. That's an issue we've been having and we're trying to resolve it. So I'm urging you, please, to be patient with us as we work our way through this. Good night to those who are joining on the chat. Good night, Denise, Trevor, Rodriguez, Latoya. Welcome, everyone. Okay. All right, so here we go. Let me turn this fan off a bit. All right, so this is the 11.2. It's critical thinking skills, prepared and presented by yours truly, Kamau Mahakoe. And let me see, I'm just realizing that I haven't shared my screen as yet. All right. So that's sharing the screen. All right, are you seeing the screen now? Seeing the screen now? Okay, great. All right. Okay, wonderful. So now let me invite my beloved and loved and faithful scholars, my insight me. They have been waiting backstage for okay, so welcome Antoine, Jer, Amari, John, Madison. Okay, and we actually have some other students, some other scholars joining us backstage. Unfortunately, we're only able to accommodate a fixed number at any given. But the scholars who are waiting backstage, so we have Alexandra, we have Shalicia, we have Rodriguez. If we get the opportunity to add, we will do so if someone there has to leave. But in the meantime, you can still post your responses or post your questions and participate in that way. Part 2. Today we will examine the electric bill of Mrs. Janet Scarlett. All right, Antoine, let's kick. Please read question 1.
Okay, miss. Number 1. On which date was the bill prepared? Number 1. On which date was the bill prepared?
Madison is saying we already did this. No, Madison, we did part 1 last week. It's based on the same, but these are different questions. All right, Antoine, what do you say? On which date was prepared?
Miss, I said the date was prepared on April 14th, 2021.
All right. Rodriguez is agreeing with Antoine. Rodriguez is saying April 14, 2021. Jer is saying April 29. Madison is 9.
Miss, I agree with Antoine. Miss. I also agree with Antoine.
All right. So Amari and Jaden agree with Antoine. All right. So you're correct. There are 2 dates on the bill. April 14th date. That's the date that the invoice or the bill was prepared. The April 9 date is when the bill should be paid by. Right? So this is the due date, and this is the date when the bill was prepared, when it was put together at the office. Please read question 2.
Okay, miss. What is the difference in value between the threes in the total amount due? What is the difference in the value between the threes in the total amount due?
Okay.
Miss, by threes, do you mean
Jer?
fees or threes?
Miss, for my answer,
The value between the threes.
Miss, does it mean the position they're in, like tens, ones places, miss?
The difference means subtract. And what is the value of the 2 threes? Actual value. Value of this 3 was that 3 in that number, and then you're going to subtract them. So what's this 3 value? This one here.
Miss, 300.
Okay, so Antoine is saying 300, and Madison posted her answer 297. All right, so the value of the 3, so Antoine, that's correct. This 3 here, 300. And this one is what? What's the value of one?
3.
3 or 3 ones. So now we need to subtract. So it's 300 minus 3, and that gives 197. So when we're asked to find the difference between two quantities, we're asked to subtract. And is the face value times the place. So they are both the same digits, but they're in different places. This 3 is in the ones place, so it's just 3. This is in the hundreds place, so it's 300. Amari, please read question 3.
Okay, miss. Number 3. Round the total amount due to the nearest $1,000. Number 3. Round the total amount due to the nearest $1,000.
All right, so we're rounding up the figure. Can you for me? Amari, read that figure. Tells you.
Miss 12,000. Wait, I'm reading that right. Miss 12,003. Miss 12,003. 143,343. Wait, Miss, give me a second, please, Miss.
It's $12,343.70.
Miss,
Again,
I
Amari.
got confused, Miss.
Miss, can I say it? What the total is? What number the total is?
Hold Jaden. Amari, try
Miss 12,300.
again. Amari.
Miss $12,343.76. Miss, can you hear me? $12,343.76. Miss?
That's correct.
Okay.
So guys, 1,000.
Miss, you're breaking up really bad.
Let me. We're rounding the nearest 1,000. Anyone wants to try?
Miss, is it 12,000?
All right. Alexandra says 2,000. Alexandra says 12,000. Jaden says 12,000. Rika says 12,000. Jer says 12,000. All right, you are correct. So when we round the number to the nearest dollars, so look in the thousand place. Which digit is in the thousand? That's the 2. So we're rounding to this place. The digit to the right of it is 3, and once it's less than 5, we don't add 1 to the thousand place, but everything to the right will become 0, and we don't have to pay any mind the cents because we're just rounding it to the nearest $1,000. So it will be $1,000. So we don't need to add on. So like that, or we can see in the 00 for the cents. And number 4, please.
Okay, miss. Number 4. If Mrs. Scarlett is paying her total bill with two $5,000 notes, two $1,000 notes, and four $100 notes, how much change will she receive? Number 4. If Mrs. Scarlett is paying her total bill with two $5,000 notes, two $100 notes, and four $100 two $1,000 notes, and four $100 notes, how much change will she receive?
Okay. So work that out. Work that. Pay to pay off her bill. She doesn't want to owe anything. She's paying her bill. She's using two $5,000 notes and two one and four $100 notes. So how much change will she receive?
Miss,
All right, work that out. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me see some answers.
Miss, is there supposed to be some
Alexandra
sense?
says, some sense.
Excuse me, miss.
But
Her total has 76 cents, but through the two. Miss, you're breaking up again. You're frozen.
everybody's $56.24.
Miss, you're frozen in my screen.
Miss, you're frozen on my screen as well.
Miss, if you can hear us, type something in the chat because I don't think she can hear us. Miss, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to say all of that again. You were completely frozen for like a minute.
Explain, Jaden.
Miss, at first I was saying that is there supposed to be cents in the amount of money she had, because the total has 76 cents, but reworking it I also got what everyone in the chat was saying.
When you're working it.
What did you say?
How did we get the total? How did we get total?
Miss, sorry, Miss, but you keep on breaking up. What were you saying again?
How did we get the total?
Okay.
Miss, we got the total.
Miss, we would find out how much money she actually had in total. Mrs. Scarlett actually had in total, and then subtract 2,000, the total, from her money.
So I'm asking, how do we come by the total? What do we add together?
Miss, we add the two $5,000, the two $1,000, and the $400 notes.
We get when we add those together.
It's 2,500, 12,500, 400, $12,400.
12,000. Okay, so when we add those monies, we get 12,004, and then we subtract the amount on the. It was unanimous. Everyone agreed. $56.24. We have several scholars waiting behind the scenes to join. So what we're going to do when we're halfway, we're going to ask the scholars who are already on to switch places with the newcomer, can get the opportunity to participate in that way. So we're going to go on. Madison, are you there? Did we lose Madison?
Miss, she is not in the studio. She's not.
All right, Jer, go ahead and read for me, please. Jer, go ahead and read for me.
Okay, Miss. There is a charge of $450 for late payment of the bill. If Mrs. Scarlett pays her entire bill on April 27th, 2021, how much money will she have to pay? There is a charge of $450 for late payment of the bill. If Mrs. Scarlett pays her bill on April 27th, 2021, how much money will she have to pay?
All right, what do you say for that?
Miss, you would add the total bill, which is $12,343.76, and add 450, Miss.
Why would that?
Miss, to show you that. Oh, never mind, Miss. Never mind.
How do you do that?
Never mind, Miss.
What's your
Miss, if the due is to pay by the 29th, but she paid it by the 27th. So she paid it before.
Therefore,
She wouldn't have any late bill.
okay. All right, so that is correct. She would not have any late fee, but she's paying on time. On to question 6. Shalicia, can you read question 6, please?
Okay, Liz. Number 6. If she pays her entire bill on April 30th, how much money will she have to pay? Number 6. If she pays her entire bill on April 30th, how much money will she have to pay?
All right, so she's going to pay her on April 30th. How much money does she have to pay? What do we say for that one? What do we say for that one, scholars? She's going to pay all the bill on April 30th. So Antoine says $12,345.76. Aiden says $12,793.76. Chris says add the $450 total for the bill. Okay. Oh, sorry, I read the wrong thing for Antoine. Antoine had $12,793.76. So Amari and John had $245.76. So those who are saying $12,793.76, you're correct. She now has to late fees because she's late. She's late in paying the bill. The date has passed. And so she has to pay the extra $450. Right? John, can you read question 7, please?
Okay, Miss. Number 7. Mrs. Scarlett plans to reduce her energy consumption next month by a quarter. Approximately how much energy does she plan to use? Number 7. Mrs. Scarlett plans to reduce her energy consumption next month by a quarter. Approximately how much energy does she plan to use?
All right. All right. How do we approach this question?
Miss, would you divide 245.07 by 4?
Why is Miss taking out the original students? Did Magic?
And why are we doing
Because it told us to find, since the instructions told us to find a quarter, and to find a quarter you divide the number by 4.
I was
So
joking.
when we divide it by 4 and we get that the answer?
Okay,
Yes, Miss?
Is that the answer that we need?
Miss, you would have to subtract it from her current energy to find out what it would be.
Yeah.
Right. We would have to subtract it.
I was scared.
Subtract it. Because she's reducing it by a quarter. You know? She's reducing it, have to subtract. What will be the answer when we do that? What would be the answer when we do it? So first thing we did was we found a quarter. We found a quarter of the money. And now we are to subtract it from the money because she wants to reduce it by a quarter. All right, so how much is left? How much is she going to use? All right, so Jerry saying 184.43. All right, so that's say approximately, so that's close enough. We can actually round it off to 184. What unit would go beside?
Miss, what did you say?
What's the unit that would go beside that
Kilowatts, miss?
unit? Okay, kilowatts. All right. Two questions. All right, question A. Read for me, please, Jer.
In June, Mrs. Scarlett installed an air conditioning unit and a huge washing machine, which doubled her energy consumption for that month. How much energy did she use in June? In June, Mrs. Scarlett installed an air conditioning unit and a huge washing machine, which doubled her energy consumption for that month. How much energy did she use in June?
All right, so she even though she had said she was going to watch her usage and cut back by a quarter for May, something else happened in June. She went out and she bought herself a new air conditioning unit, a huge washing machine. And what she found was that double for June. So how much did she use in June?
Miss 490.14 kilowatts.
Very saying 191.4, then says 419 kilowatts, and Rodriguez 91.4. Getting this figure. What are you doing to get that figure?
Miss, we added by itself or multiply by 2.
What are you adding by itself?
Miss,
What is it
energy
you're talking about? What are you adding?
245.07 kilowatts.
All right, so when we add that to itself or multiply it by 2, so we get
490.
490.14.
Yes, miss.
Okay.
That's what I got.
All right, 490.14 kilowatts. All right, question 8. Request to read question 8 for me.
Mrs. Scarlett wrote a letter to the electric company to make a query on her bill. What does that mean?
Query.
Mrs. Scarlett wrote a letter. Okay, miss. Mrs. Scarlett wrote a letter to the electric company to make a query on her bill. What does that mean? Number 9. Mrs. Scarlett wrote a letter to the
All right.
electric company to make a query on her bill.
Go ahead.
What does that mean?
What does it mean to? Anybody knows? What does it mean when we say you're making a query on your bill?
Ask a question, miss.
Right. She don't understand and she wants to find out. She writes a letter to the electric company asking them to clarify something for her. That's a query. Amari, question 10.
Miss, can you hear me? Number
Yes,
10.
Amari.
Number 10. What do you think is meant by usage trend chart? Number 10. What do you think is meant by usage trend chart?
All right. What do you think of that, guys? What is meant by the usage trend? You're looking at the usage chart.
Miss, does it track down trend? Miss, does it track down trends in her usage of electricity?
All right, so using back 2 words from the phrase, can you rephrase it using different
Miss,
words?
does it track down? Does it show a pattern in her usage or
Yeah, does it show
in her
does
bill?
it track a pattern in her usage on this chart?
Right. So you are correct, Jane, and you are correct, Jer. But what I want you to do, whenever you're asked to find something, try not to use but the same words. Try not to use but the same words from the phrase. Use something else, put it in your own words to explain. You don't using the same words. So they are the pattern of how Mrs. Scarlett has been using her G. So have the last bill, and also they're tracking her payments as well. Right, so they're tracking how much she paid, how much she was charged last bill, how much she paid, and so on. What are her current charges, total charge? So they're following the trend. They're looking at her patterns. All right, so now we go to question 11. All right, question 11. Jen, read question 11, please.
Okay, miss. Number 11. Why are total charges different from current charges? Number 11. Why are total charges different from current charges?
What do we say this one? Why is it that her total charge isn't just what she just used? Current means right now, what she's charged now, this month. So why is she paying something different than what she used this month.
Miss, would
Any
that be,
ideas on that?
Miss, would that be the amount of mm, would that be the amount of money she needs to pay without any? Would that be the amount of to, would that be the amount of money she needs to pay in all?
Yeah, the total charges is what she needs to pay. But or the current charges is what she charges for what she has used. So why are they saying she doesn't need to pay all of that? She just needs to pay 12,343.76, even though her bill actually came to 12,345.48. Why are they saying that she should pay less than what she actually used? Anyone has any ideas? Read that. All right, so what happens is she had a balance brought forward that was negative. That means she overpaid a little bit on her last bill. So her last bill was $14,493.28, and she paid $14,495. So she had an extra $1.72 carried over to the next month. So they are taking that out now of the new bill that she owes, and this is the amount she now has to pay. Right? So she had a $1.72 credit to her account because she paid that little extra last month. All right, 3 questions to go. All right, back to you, Rodriguez. Question 12. Please call the number and read the question twice. Back. Rodriguez, did you hear? John, can you hear me?
Yes, Miss, I can hear you. Miss, okay. Number 12. Yes, Miss. Number 12. What kind of diagram is used to represent the data here? Number 12. What kind of diagram is used to represent the data here? This is a pie chart.
All right, that is correct. We're looking at a pie chart. 2 questions to go. Jer 13.
What kind of diagram is used?
Please call the number.
13. How much money was charged on the first 100 kilowatts of energy used? How much money was charged on the first 100 kilowatts of money used?
Energy used. How much money was charged on the first 100 kilowatts of energy used? What do we say for that one, scholars? Any ideas? So based on what the question is saying, not all of the energy used was charged at the same rate. So if you look at the bill, it's telling you that the first 100 was charged at a different rate, all the rest of what's after that. So look up from where it says energy used the first, this is the tax for up to 100 kilowatts. So the first 100 kilowatts they paid $724. After that, so whatever she used after, this is the rate that was charged. After all that, after the 100 kilowatts, then this is the rate for everything else. So this 704 was charged for the first 100 kilowatts. We can have the last question, question 14.
Okay, miss. Number 14. To what portion of the box of the bill is tax applied? Number 14. To what portion of the bill is tax applied? Miss, is it 15%?
15%? 15% of the bill is taxed. Is that what you're saying? Read the bill carefully. Jaden, read the bill for me from FX adjustment. Read that, go down. You don't have to read the figures, but just read these on the left.
Okay, miss. FX adjustment 872%. Fuel charge $19,592
$19.592 per kilowatt.
IP variable charge $10 and 0.790 per kilowatt. Tariff adjustment negative. Is that a negative?
Yeah, negative.
Negative
0.523
per kilowatt. Total electricity charges GCT at 15% on electricity charges. Taxable portion of the bill above 150 kilowatts. Non-taxable portion of the bill below 150 kilowatts.
All right. So so what portion of the bill is tax applied? So it says, the bill says, so let me highlight that part. Taxable portion of the bill above 150 kilowatts. So only the energy used above 150 kilowatts is taxed, not the first 150 kilowatts. So that's what that means. All right, so that we're at the end of our 2 of the electric bill. All right, so next week we'll do something else for our critical thinking skills. All right, so thank you for those scholars who were able to join us tonight, and those who graciously switched their spaces, exchanged their spaces for some of the scholars who came a little later. So thank you, Antoine, Jer, John, Amari, Madison, Aiden,
You're welcome.
Kelicia Rodriguez. Thank you all for participating. Thank you to the persons who are joining us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, posting your comments in the chat, asking your questions, and posting your answers. Thank you. The PEP class will take for you the schedule of classes, so that you know. Remember, we have 5 classes per week, and 6 live CSEC classes per week. So I'm going to play that schedule now, and I want you to write down the times and the days and what sessions are conducted during those. Hello, CSEC math students. I know you are busy preparing for your math test and CSEC exams coming up. I have a very, very important question to ask. Do you like math? Thank you. Now, another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem wrong simply because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at common mistakes that we make with all the topics in CSEC. Look at the common errors, demystify everything. Make sure you watch every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So stay tuned. Did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake? Well, this is absolutely true. And we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Are you ready?